If Dragon Ball was Tinder, then Goku would swipe right for this guy. Hey guys, MasakoX here. Now over the years, Dragon Ball has hosted many a rival for Goku to surpass. From Yamcha of the Diablo Desert to Toppo and Jiren from the Pride Troopers, many have tried to surpass Goku, but all have failed. Goku has faced off with some of the multiverse's most talented fighters. Not all necessarily villainous, but many that can give Goku a run for his money. But Masako, Vegeta is Goku's ultimate rival. What's the point of this discussion then? Yes, you are correct. One of Dragon Ball's most quintessential facets is that of the rivalry between Goku and Vegeta. Ever since the Saiyan saga, these two Saiyans have been duking it out to decide who is the strongest Saiyan in the universe, tussling for the title like it was the last piece of bacon in the buffet. To some though, this rivalry might seem a little bit one-sided. Vegeta has historically been the main instigator of this competitive rivalry. Goku, he can take it or leave it. Goku has been more than happy to fight with Vegeta over the years because hey, it's Goku, he'll never turn down a strong fight. But things have changed since the days of their first battle. Vegeta is a different man, not Saiyan, man. Of course, he is the prince of all Saiyans and he is proud of his heritage, but over the years, he's really become a different person. He has managed to adapt to a lifestyle which is distinctly human. As a result of adapting, he has gained 2 strong, healthy children, a loving wife, and a comfortable lifestyle, as well as being one of the strongest mortal beings in all of creation. There's less of a desire to be the strongest, but it's not gone by any means. Goku's somewhat moved on from Vegeta and the prince actually seems to be kind of okay with it. Note how I say kind of. There will always be a twinge of resentment towards Kakarot and how he will wish to beat that low-class warrior into submission and show him who's boss once and for all. In fact, if you watched my Dragon Ball Online timeline video, you will note that it will be Goku and Vegeta's destiny to fight each other to the death in their final days. The last 2 full-blooded Saiyans of Universe 7 that we know of dancing their final waltz. It's an epic concept and I'd love to see a comic adaptation of it. There's an idea. Let's get that guy who did the Part of Origin manga on the case, eh? So let me make it clear. Goku and Vegeta's rivalry will always exist, it's just not as potent as it was in their youth. Goku needs some new challenges, some challenges that might involve him dying, something with a lot of peril. Much more than he can achieve with Vegeta. They've got obligations, you see. Yes, we could mention Beerus in this discussion, but at this point of Dragon Ball Super, I feel that it's really not time yet. It's more of a teacher-student kind of vibe in terms of strength comparisons. It's not quite a traditional rivalry. So I think Beerus's time will come, it's just not right now. Besides, Beerus doesn't seem to reciprocate respect towards Goku. No, the answer lies in another universe. Universe 6. Hit. Hit is pretty much what his name implies. A hitman, an assassin for hire with the ability to stop time to take out any foe imaginable. You thought Goldo's time freeze ability was cool, just wait until you see Hit's time skip ability. Or not, because it stopped time. Maybe he's using it right now and we're not even noticing it, ooh. Needless to say, Hit's fight with Goku in the Universe 6 arc was an absolute hoot. You thought I was going to make an obvious pun there, didn't you? Goku and Hit's battle was one of, if not the highlight of that arc, and even though the whole storyline wasn't really filled with peril, you felt like something was about to go down when you saw these two battle. For most of those episodes, we were left guessing about what Hit's origins were, what he's like as a person, or even what he sounded like. But when we first saw glimpses of his character when he was dealing with Frost, and then his fight with Vegeta, we began to understand what Hit was. A total badass. We were left dumbstruck by how absurdly composed he was throughout all these fights with his faster than light attacks. His moveset is remarkable. This guy is straight up stone cold. And what makes this character even more fascinating is when he's fighting with Goku. His mood changes from stoicism to discreet delight. He's come alive for the first time in over a millennia. I imagine that when he was younger, he was a far more passionate warrior, desperate to find the challenger and really trying his best to seek it. Being all high energy, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, he would try anything. But as the years passed and they turned from decades and then into centuries, his optimism really faded away. The only satisfaction that he gets nowadays is taking mercenary jobs just to keep his game up. Once Goku came into his life though, His old mindset must have made a return, sparking deep inside his subconscious, lusting to be let loose. We get to see that in the Universe 6 arc with his pure progress ability, which sounds like something straight out of D&D or Pathfinder. I'd hate to see Hit get a crit. The way pure progress works is that if Hit's opponent is stronger than him, then he can use an effective real-time Zenkai boost in which to power up his strength, so that means he can be equal to or surpass his competitor. Thusly, Hit's trademark time skip ability improved fivefold, from pausing 1/10 of a second of time to half a second of time and beyond. And if he isn't using attacks in his time skip ability form, then he can just use it for however long he wants. We've seen that in action in the little mini arc that he had with Goku. Naturally, Goku is fascinating by this challenger from another realm, something he's never seen before. He's never seen anything like it and he lusts to overcome it, which is pretty much all he lives for these days. As I just mentioned, he's so desperate to fight Hit that he pays him to kill him. Stone dead. Goku knows what he's doing to get Hit's attention. Hit wouldn't come to meet Goku in normal circumstances, so he's just gotta get the assassin the only way he knows. We also gathered from this mini arc that Hit is just not simply a killing machine. He has a backstory, which will most likely be revealed to us in the fullness of time. But for now, we definitely know that he is a man of honor and respect despite his cold exterior. He even likes Goku in his own special way. Can you blame him? If this Saiyan is the first real fight you've had in hundreds of years, then you can't feel bad about feeling soft for the guy. He kinda does that. Now this got me thinking, haven't we seen this somewhere before? An essentially good/neutral Ubermensch that Goku comes across for a short amount of time and instantly befriends, and it turns into a very honorable rivalry? We have definitely seen that before. Pycon and Legic. Wait, Masako! They're filler characters! Therefore they're null and void, and they are not canon, so there! Yes, I know, they are. Just because that these two characters were not created originally by Akira Toriyama in his manga, doesn't mean they don't make an impact in the story on the TV series and in the fans' conscious. We can still talk about them in the world of Dragon Ball as a whole. They were included in the TV anime and so therefore could be considered to be the building blocks for Hit. Both Pycon and Legic have fought Goku in the past and proved to be somewhat of a challenge for the Saiyan to varying degrees of efficacy. Pycon was a really worthy adversary while Goku was trying to unlock Super Saiyan 3, whereas Legic in GT proved to be Kid Goku's first real rival in that series and proved to be somewhat of a handful before Goku unlocked Super Saiyan in his kid form. Both of these warriors had a cold exterior and incredible power in comparison to their compatriots. Now let's start with Pycon. Pycon is from the West Galaxy of Universe 7 and died a hero's death many years ago. He was able to keep his body and has spent an unknown amount of time training in the other world. Naturally, Goku wanted to fight this guy because hey, he's strong, and because hey, it's Goku. They ended up dueling each other in the other world tournament, so that means they could have a training session with the Grand Kai, but ultimately they were disqualified due to the fact that they touched the upward barrier of the arena. But in all actuality, it was probably because the Grand Kai didn't want to train them because they were a lot stronger than he was. And even then, Goku only squeaked a small victory just because of a ring out, a technicality. Suffice to say, this Pycon is one strong guy. Before he opened up around Goku, Pycon was a very stoic fighter, very cold. He was much like Piccolo in his most introspective moments. As he got to know Goku though, he began to soften up and became a true friend and competitive sparring partner. He grew to admire the Saiyan and even be on good terms with him. I remember when I first saw Pycon in the series, and I didn't know he was just a filler character. The way he completely destroyed Perfect Cell in the other world was just mesmerizing. When we've just seen Super Saiyan 2 Gohan have a real challenge against Perfect Cell, and then Pycon just comes along and whoops him with one kick. Whoa! That's just unexpected. As of now, Pycon has not been seen or mentioned in Super, but there's still plenty of time for him to be introduced. Has he been brought back to life or is he still dead? Pycon is actually cherished by the fans, so not to include him would be a real shame and a waste of good potential. Hey, if Toyotaro can draw inspiration from a random robot in GT, then anything's possible. Now speaking of GT, we move on to Legic, Goku's first real battle in Dragon Ball GT. After being wished into his kid body by the Pilaf gang, Goku has to deal with the fact that his power is not as great as it once was and can be somewhat erratic. Therefore, he is in a vulnerable state. Ah yes, let's put a little peril in there, said the writers. Enter Legic. Legic is a mercenary, much like Hit, who who is currently charged with being the personal bodyguard of Don Ki, a tyrannical ruler of the planet Imeka, which is Goku, Trunks and Pan's first port of call in GT. Much like Hit, Legic does not respond well to commands. Instead, he chooses to take matters into his own hands. He is at least powerful enough to deal with Ascot, Trunks, and is actually quite a handful for base form Goku. This cold, apathetic mercenary is coming alive with every blow that he and Goku exchange. Despite being outclassed by Goku's Super Saiyan form, he is fighting with every fibre of his body. He is a man of honour deep down, and he comes to respect Goku very quickly once they fight. Which is kind of a big deal because up until the fight, Legic had been really deriding Saiyans for a very long time, and it's only now he comes to respect a Saiyan. With both Pycon and Legic, Goku met two outwardly cold fighters who became energized in battle. Goku does that to people. So was Hit's character model inspired by these two characters? It's kind of hard to say as we don't have real hard confirmation from Toei, Toriyama or Toyotaro, but it's really cool to speculate and really get an idea of. I honestly see a lot of Pycon and Legic in Hit. It's curious to note that Hit's personality and motivation might not necessarily be brand new. It could be something that we have seen at least twice before. Goku has had many rivals throughout the series and they've all got him to this point in the story. Goku dying to fight Hit. Literally. Can any other rival say that? Goku tempted fate and his very life just to have a Barney with a very stoic mercenary for a few minutes. With that said, does that make Hit the ultimate rival for Goku? Someone with a power which grows as equally fast as Goku's and therefore can be a perpetual challenge for the Saiyan? Perhaps. Even if the Universal Survival Arc throws up another character which is even stronger than Hit, Hit has made a strong contribution to Goku's power in the story, as well as his raison d'etre. I believe we are going to see many other strong characters. We've seen that with Toppo and most likely with Jiren because Jiren is stronger than Toppo, and that is just making me feel really excited about what we can expect in this arc. Goku's hunt for more rivals isn't over yet. That being said, Hit is certainly the most iconic fighter to have ever graced Dragon Ball Super's radar to date. So what do you guys think? Do you think Hit is the ultimate rival, or do you think there is someone out there that better suits the title? Leave a comment below and let's get this discussion going. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until the next one, be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later.